Hello.
Hello.
Did you miss us, peoples?
Missed you. But we are here only for an hour because I'm going to go to my local club meeting tonight. They asked me, they're like, we know you live stream, but could you come? So you get us for an hour and that is it. So
Do they
make it.
want you to do a talk or do they
No, they just want me to be there.
just hang out?
Yeah, just to go to the meeting. I don't even know what the topic of the meeting is, but
Well, I
I'm
mean,
gonna
it'd
go.
be good to integrate with them, and it was once a month.
Exactly. Yeah, it's once a month. So maybe we'll just do this once a month where we start a little early and we
That
end
works.
right at. Yeah, I mean I'll still get there a few minutes late cuz it's like an 18-minute drive to get there, but that'll be fine.
Depending
So,
on where I land job wise, scheduling,
it's
we'll
true.
either cancel it or just do this 15-minute early
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, we'll just see what happens. So, but
I saw a question come through
so June
before we
had a
started.
question. June asked
Well,
if
Lisa had a question first. Lisa the
Elisa had a
Wolf.
question first.
How much aquarium salt can be tolerated by plants? It's a 20 long with platies, corridoras, baby chocolate pleco, some coolie loaches. Said she's trying to fend off something slowly killing the
Got it.
platies. One of the recs from a knowledgeable guy at the LFS suggested a little salt and another
Yeah.
round of antibiotics.
Plants don't like any sodium. They just don't.
It's
They can
about
tolerate
it's
it.
exposure time, like
Yeah,
too.
but the amount you need to do to treat your fish, I would say go ahead and do it. Do the treatment. Your plants will probably be okay. Some of the more sensitive ones might suffer a little, but your fish kind of have to be a priority. I would just say for some people I know want to put sodium in their tanks like always, just as a I don't know, either prophylactically or just to
Yeah,
keep
but that's when
that's
like the
never like
priority might be breeding, and so if the plants die,
yeah,
it's
but
like
I would say if you're
bluegrass.
treating your fish, like I would make it I would make it I would just do it because your fish if your fish need it, they're trying to fend something off. I would just do
Right.
it.
Yeah, I
They'll
would never
probably be
not
okay.
give the proper treatment just
Yes.
because it's going to hurt the plants because they're just
Yeah, and
plants.
your plants will probably be okay. They might suffer a little. Now, I wouldn't keep them in that level of salt long term. Like you're going to want to water change your way out of it,
Mhm.
but go ahead and treat your fish. It's okay. Like you're not going to cause a massive die off. But for people who are like, oh, I want to keep, add salts to my tank because it's good for them. I've heard this before. There's no amount of sodium that plants like. They just don't like it. Even
Don't
like
they
I
need
used
like a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of it, like along with chloride?
yeah, but they prefer potassium. So for instance, I used to work in a tissue culture lab and we used to do tissue culturing Mary stems of corn. So which is their little growth tip. It was very, very sensitive. And even for pHing the media, usually when you pH something, you use either sodium hydroxide or hydrochloric acid. So we would make up potassium hydroxide just to raise the pH of it a little bit, just so we wouldn't add any extra sodium ions because plants really don't use it. Whereas animals, we do need sodium in our diets as an
Yeah.
electrolyte. We also need potassium. We get way more sodium than we need, the average American.
But it's
Um,
also not like the
you
end
need it.
all. It's not going to kill your plants. Like
No,
my tap water, it has the 0 GH and 7 degrees KH, and that's because there's ion exchange in the clay in the groundwater, and so that all that
you,
calcium gets replaced with sodium. So I basically got like sodium
yeah,
bicarbonate water. So
yeah, and
fine.
it's fine, but like I would never go out of my way to add because I've heard people argue that before. Like they'll add like the brine shrimp salt, like if they're culturing baby
Oh,
brine.
to add
They'll
microbes
add
and
it, and they're
stuff.
like, "Oh yeah, it's just adding some salts. Those are good for your plants." No, they're not.
It's
Like
like
plants
seventy
don't like
percent sodium chloride is the brine salt.
yeah, and
Yeah.
plants don't like sodium, but they tolerate quite a bit. Now, like true brackish conditions, I'm not aware of any plants that we commonly grow that will tolerate that other than like mangroves or eelgrass. special saltwater plants because like they just don't like it. Like
People claim things like Java from last, but
yeah, look at their Java and they just my camera fell down. There we go.
I think it's just plants that take a long time to die. People think
Yeah.
that it's success, but no, it's just
They always look like
wait
crap.
longer.
Like I'm
Yeah.
like, that Java fern looks awful. And they do eventually die, but you could grow eelgrass and mangroves because those are adapted for it. They have to have special physiological adaptations to be able to live in those conditions. So, and average plants don't.
June.
I
just realized YouTube's doing the stupid the handles tags, whatever they are, instead of the usernames for me. They've been trying it out. Some chats are getting the regular username and some are getting the handles.
I kind of want
know why.
I mean, at least most of them are the same.
Most of them.
Some of them aren't. Like, well,
so far I recognize everyone, but I'm sure someone will come in and throw me for a loop.
We'll just do the best we can. I mean,
so June wanted to know: do you acclimate plants to another tank, or do you plant them immediately?
Just plant them.
I'm an immediate planter. People do the quarantine if they don't want planaria or snails, and they want to like make sure that if they're breeding fish, get all that kind of stuff out of there.
Sometimes I will rinse things in tap water if they look a little like slightly decayed.
Oh yeah, get all the mushy stuff off of it for sure.
Yeah, or like if I think there might be like, I don't know, moss on it or something, try to rinse it, get some of that off.
Can't have that.
God, moss. Ugh. But yeah, the most I do I hate that plant. The most I do is tap water rinse, but plants are not like I mean, they don't have the same physiological they do adapt to different environments and they do have physiological changes for adapting to temperature, but it doesn't really help them to like slowly float them before you plant them. It's,
yeah, there's also the concept of like doing the dry start with tissue cultures. And I guess that helps them take better to being flooded because they're rooted and you don't have fish that keep bumping them out of there. I'm kind of trial by fire or water with my plants.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't have time.
Also, I don't have time for a dry start because I don't have time to look at an ugly dry start for 5 weeks. I really don't have time for dark starting where you're supposed to just have your hardscape with no plants in it, flooded and looking disgusting in your living room. Yeah, I don't have time for that.
I'm in the process, and in the process I mean it's in my brain. I'm thinking about it, of consolidating some of the smaller ones to like 20 longs. I think one of them I'm gonna try that dark start. I just want to see because I've got time. I can be patient. Not urgently trying to stock the tank. So I just want to see if it takes some of the headache out of that initial start.
I mean, but like you wouldn't do that for like your 90 gallon. That's your biggest tank that you would have to be looking at every day.
No, that would hurt. Yeah.
That would hurt.
Be a tough
one. I am never going to do a dark start because I just don't care. And I think you can get around. I think if you're just willing to do a ton of water changes right after you set up a tank, that's what's important. Because like I feel like the dark start, what it's doing is allowing ammonia to leach out of the substrate, and ammonia causes algae.
Yeah, so ammonia to come out and ammonia to be taken up, like let the bacteria establish and just kind of get everything biological system in place. And also if you're doing low tech, it kind of helps get some of that natural CO2 started when all those microbes established. So when you start, when you do plant things, you have a good starting point.
Yeah, I just I'm willing to water change a lot at first, and I don't have my fish right away. Like
and the daily water changes for a couple of weeks for sure is proven.
Yeah, it really helps. It really helps. I mean, more water changes make everything happy.
So a dark start.
Yay!
Awesome, Gamma. Parents
That's
finally.
awesome.
So
See, there's a
Aquafunk.
name I didn't recognize it
Oh,
first
from the
because I
Discord.
didn't recognize the gamings.
Mhm.
But there we go. That's awesome. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Good news. Good news. So
So
Funk asks us what a dark start is for those of us who don't know what the hell that is. And when I say us, I mean me. So what it is you just set up your hardscape. You know, no, you don't plant it, you don't add any inhabitants, you flood it, and you keep the lights off. And you do that for a month. Maybe you do some water changes in there, but you've got
yeah,
an ugly black
you're
box.
you're kind
that
of
you need to live with.
bypassing some of the awkward stages of a new tank, algae
In
wise,
theory.
especially in
In
with
theory.
plants. I mean,
Yeah,
2 Hour Aquarius swears by it, and they don't.
sure.
They never steer me wrong. I don't. I
No,
mean,
I
is
would
it
agree with
necessary?
that.
No, but
I I just think that if you what I like to do after I set up a tank is the first week every
yeah,
day do a 50% water change, and then every other day the second week, and then twice a week the third week. And I feel like
yeah,
that kind of takes the place of that, because
yeah.
you
I
have to be
think
willing to look
ultimately,
at, you know,
yeah, it's not fun for sure. You're just kind of ignoring it for a month. It's a lesson in patience that you could bypass in other ways if you want, which I've always done. It's
I think it's good though if like you don't have time or money to acquire your plants or your fish yet. Like if you're in the stage in your hobby where maybe you're still deciding about that, or you're still trying to like save up the funds for it, go ahead and
sure.
dark start. Why not? I mean, you
So
know,
Gamma, I think had to leave, but he was wanting to know which
okay.
filter do you prefer for a 10-gallon tank?
Well, I like canisters for everything, but it is a bit overkill. Otherwise, those little hang on the backs are nice, like the Aqua Clear. It's the Aqua Clear?
Aqua Clear
Nice.
30
Yeah,
on a
those are
10-gallon.
inexpensive too, and they work.
I'm
Yeah,
one of those. I like hang on the backs just because they're kind of they're simple. Like I like the aqua clears
yeah,
because it's just a rectangle place to stuff whatever in there and keep
yeah.
water flowing through it.
I like them a lot better than sponge filters. I don't really like sponge filters. They have their place. They're great for breeding,
Mhm.
but I don't really like them.
Yeah, for a
So
display tank for a 10-gallon, I go
yeah,
classic HOB.
yeah, and they're good because they're economical too. They're really economical and they get the job done. So that's what I would recommend. I have never tried any brand of hang on the back other than the Aqua Clear. Like I haven't tried
I've tried the title.
the title. I don't I can't really
I
comment.
like it in theory. It's got problems.
So does the Aqua Clear.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't think you can make a perfect hang on the back filter because it's not a perfect system. You know,
Well, and there's
it's
really no impetus for no company ever puts any money into R&D to ever make us a good filter. That's just the way this business is.
not the goal is to move water
Yeah.
past bacteria and whatever other kind of thing you want to filter out the gunk
I mean,
if you want to.
the best filter you can buy, which in my opinion is the Fuval FX, which obviously you're not going to put on 10-gallon tank. It's got problems too. So more money, still more problems. Like,
So
yeah.
MNC said
Oh,
that for part 2 stream, I might get an invite to join in. So if you
sure.
missed it last night, he had on Greg Sage and Ed Moats and Mitchell Broom.
Well, that is a knowledgeable group.
That was a very smart stream, and
Yeah, I missed it. I saw that it was on, but I missed it.
it went really well. Like I'm
Awesome.
not a fish breeder,
I'm
but
not either.
I
They'll
still
never invite me up.
I
I
well
don't find
I
anything.
retain information that maybe I'll use whenever I decide to get into that in the future.
It's true.
Now, as far as me being on the panel, I don't know in what universe I would belong on that panel.
I don't belong on it. I don't know anything about fish breeding, and I also don't really ever intend to become a fish breeder.
I think I would
Maybe
bore
I
them to
should become
tears, like just talking about plants and
yeah, that's
CO2
really all. I
injections. Like that's
know.
not their goal.
I mean, I do really like my fish. I just don't want to breed them. I mean,
Now, if he does, he was mentioning possibly Gary Lang joining the panel. I think I could go on there and get severely scolded by Gary Lang.
So could I.
Watch my mixed rainbow tank behind me. There's a mutt in there too.
I'll just
as
really
we speak.
like watch my my unnaturally lit rainbow tank.
Yeah, well, look at mine. It's
I know yours is even more unnatural. I choose at least slightly more of a natural spectrum, but you know what? That's okay. You should do what makes you happy. You should do what you like to look at.
It would make me happy to get yelled at by Gary Lang.
I don't think it would make me happy. I just I don't want to deal with him. I don't want to. I don't want to.
Yeah, that was a jam-packed stream of knowledge. I think they went about 2.5 hours.
Yes, those are some great guys who really know their stuff. So that's awesome. Mitchell Broom, wow, he really knows what he's doing. So
see people getting their member.
Lisa says, I wouldn't even know why I was getting scolded. Funk says, I think if the AquaClear had the pump in the water, it would be the perfect HOB.
I agree, because that's one thing that the title has going for it. Yeah,
because you got to get the water line high enough, and especially if you don't have a lid on your tank, it evaporates quickly, and then, oh God, it's too low. So, yeah. I would agree with that.
Although, if you let it go too long, like I do sometimes, let the evaporation, it can get past that skimmer in the title, and holy crap, that thing screams at you.
Yeah.
Let's
I've
see.
never tried one. It seems unlikely that I would. I really do like canisters, so
I just stick with what I know, because like I've never been like into what's the best filtration. Just like, well, this moves water and it doesn't make me mad.
Yeah, so, I'm not either. I'm not an equipment tester. That brings me no joy in life. It really doesn't. So, all right.
Magnus said, today I had an experienced photographer with some heavy equipment to help me get good pics for the AGA competition. It's amazing what experienced equipment can do compared to my amateur phone pics.
Well, I can't wait to see those pictures. That's awesome. Cool.
If you've seen the IAPLC, like I think that photo makes or breaks whether they're in the top
is.
10.
I feel like competition aquascaping is almost more of a photography hobby than it is an aquascaping hobby. Certainly way more than a fish keeping hobby. And that's fine. I mean, that's awesome. I don't want to do that, but that's awesome. Scotty has a question. Thoughts on power heads and planted tanks? Well, I've got one right there. Right there. See what in the corner. I thought I needed more flow there, and they're a good way to get you more flow if you need it. I think good circulation is very important in a planted tank. It helps you with exchange of gases at the surface if you need it. It distributes CO2. It distributes nutrients. It helps kind of blow the algae spores off the leaves. And if your filter isn't giving you what you need, a power head is a cheap way to get there.
Yep, dead spots are real, and they literally can be devoid of nutrients, and it builds up that boundary layer on the leaf. The leaf can't get anything into it, and
algae just kind of gathers there.
It's like, ooh, that's a good place.
Yeah, so I added a power head to the corner of my 40. It just really needed it, and it really made a difference. It kind of got rid of all my problems. So,
I can usually tell where a dead spot is. Like if I put my hand in there and like, oh, this spot feels significantly cooler than everywhere else in the tank.
Cold water is gathering there. Yeah. So I think they're great, and they are very inexpensive compared to like buying a new filter or something. Adding a power head's a really cheap option.
And that Aquarium Co-op power head is really strong too.
It's nice.
It was almost too strong for a 40 breeder.
Yeah, it is pretty strong. I mean, I have it in there, and it's really doing a lot. But I think it's a good product. I like it.
Let's see. Is this somebody?
I have not put a sponge over it, but maybe I should. But I don't want another big thing in that tank, so I probably won't.
Yeah.
I really just want the water movement.
Brian Laniewicz. I had to look at the channel name. So this is a new name that I don't recognize. So welcome in. But I'm seeing tags. I'm getting thrown off. And like Beto is Moteb 208, but at least I already know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Well,
But,
I don't know who Janice Lundberg is, but hello, Janice. Welcome.
Hi, Janice. I've seen Janice around.
Oh, welcome.
But Brian says the big problem I have with the title is the skimmer. Well, yeah, I agree. And Aquarium Co-op has created that replacement part to fix the problem that I can't wait to try. Same. Yeah, I don't have a title anymore, but I like the motor in the water. I like how it had such a wide range of adjustment. Whereas with the AquaClear, nice. it's on. Yeah, it's like you can turn it down by about 10% maybe with the little thing you pivot. With a title, you can get it like really to a trickle, or you can make it go like super powerful.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's nice. Cool. Well, there's an option. Hopefully it can help people. Yeah. I saw they sold that. It's not very expensive, so
Yay for 3D printing. Solving lots of problems.
Yeah, the co-op has all kinds of little 3D printed things you can buy. I haven't bought any of them. There aren't any specifically that I need yet, but
I got the snail trap. Very effective snail trap. I just wish it was smaller.
To feed, so
just one puffer.
I know.
Yeah. Had the jumper, and then the other female just a floater one day. Yeah.
That sucks, man.
It really does.
Puffers are expensive too.
And the one that's left is the dumb one, the male. He's the stupidest one. He's the one that glass surfs while I'm feeding him right behind him, and he won't look around to see the food, and it just falls. And
so dumb.
Yeah. At least rainbow fish know they got to eat to live.
They know it. Like, they may not know much, but they get food.
They get food, and
they're efficient eaters. They always find the food. They get it. Yeah, also way easy to spawn. Like, even I can spawn rainbows. You just put them in a tank. It's not hard. It's a lot of work to raise rainbows. That's challenge. It's a lot. I mean, you could really, that's another reason why I really can't breed rainbows. I am gone a lot. I travel a lot, and I'm going to be going to California for work a lot. So, and vacation.
I guess if you want to, you could probably put them in a tub in the summer and not have to do anything.
Well, it's a little harder in my climate. I don't have that long of a season compared to you. So, I could breed Radnocentris. They're a little more tolerant of temperatures. True. But, I turned on my heat yesterday because I got cold. It's down to, it may frost this week. Let's look at I've been watching the weather forecast.
I feel like with rainbows, they're spawning. If you feed them well and get them spawning, like if you can get them outside in June, you could probably have juveniles that you could bring into a tank pretty readily by September, October.
Yeah, I could maybe get them out in June. They've got to come in though, probably. It depends on the year. We can have freakishly cold years. So it looks like we might get frost on Thursday. It's going to get down to 33. So, I'm hoping it holds off a little more. My dahlias look so good. I don't want to lose them, but
my ponds are looking
on borrowed time.
Great.
I bet it is. It's cooled off a tiny bit. And yeah, I have things out there that look incredible right now. This planter in the front of my house that's a very shady planter, and it doesn't look very good all summer because it's so shady. But then when the angle of the sun gets a little lower in the fall, it suddenly gets more sunlight, even though the days are shorter. And it looks so good. It looks so good. I don't want to lose it, but all good things must come to an end. So yeah. Let
me see. I thought I saw a question of Fuzzy's heading out. Have a good day, Fuzzy.
Hi, Fuzzy.
Where am I?
Moose says, are rainbow fish still a thing?
What?
Yeah, they are. In this house, they are, Moose.
Oh, he said, I thought they were just a fad. No, they're a lifestyle.
That's right. They're a lifestyle. I've been into rainbows since, 2005 or something. Like,
it's hard to rotate them out or collect a bunch of them because you need 3-4 foot tanks, and
Well, and they take a long time to look good. They take
Yeah.
a long time. You know, whereas like you get a killifish and you've got instant gratification.
Oh, if
I
you
don't
haven't
want.
seen Tropical Fish Co's unboxing stream, I was
I
in the middle of a
had.
job interview whenever they went live. I
I
gotta finish the
saw they had
replay.
it, but I was doing my corporate job super hard,
Mm.
so I couldn't watch it.
Cinnamon said, at the Clash, I bought a large hardy plant. What was that? Did you buy it from our booth?
A large hardy plant. Was it a terrestrial plant or an aquarium plant?
From our booth, it would be an aquarium plant. I'm thinking the large plant, so I brought giant Val.
Did you bring
That's
some
large.
sword?
I brought Bulbitis. That's big. I did bring a couple of swords. Branton sent us some pretty big Anubias as well. So I'm thinking it would be one of those. If the leaves were broad and round, or were they like super long, like Val? Or
You got to give us more to go on. There are a lot of plants on this earth.
I brought a lot of plants this year.
You did.
What type of canister or sump filter can fit in the 40-gallon black pond tub getting for Christmas?
So I don't put canisters on ponds. This is like an indoor pond or an outdoor pond. I certainly wouldn't put one on an outdoor pond. I wouldn't spend that kind of money.
Like a Fluval 407, 307 would be the right size for a 40-gallon.
I have an Awaza something. I can't remember what it's called. It's an Awaza Thermomaster. Can't remember the number. I don't really recommend it though. I don't not recommend it, but I think
too many points of failure on it.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I just think that a Fluval is better for the money.
Never heard of these, but Christopher Junkin recommended Vivor canister filters. I'm sure those are great. Yeah, there's a lot.
I am very skeptical about cheap canister filters. I don't know anything about the Vivor filter, so I cannot comment.
As long as the seal doesn't break and it moves water.
And the thing is, it's hard to trust. It's hard to trust. I mean, like, I know I can trust a Fluval filter. So I'm pretty reluctant. Like, I wouldn't trust a Marineland filter. So I'm very distrusting of a cheap filter. The thing is, if you cheap out on your lights, who cares? You know what I mean? Maybe they don't look so good. Maybe they break after a year, whatever.
They shock the shit out of you.
I mean, there is that possibility, but probably like the point of failure is going to be it just looks like crap and breaks or isn't bright enough. But if you have a shitty filter, and Sun is mentioned by Moose, those suck. I would never get a Sun filter.
Except when they don't. Some people use them for years with no problem.
They do, but like the tops sheared right off of 2 of them when we were installing. They are cheaply built. And I've heard of so many of those failing, and it's just not worth the risk, because the thing is, if a filter dies, what happens is it floods your house. Yeah. And that's a good way for your spouse to say, no more fish ever again. So
having experience with having 10 inches of water in my house, I don't recommend water on the floor.
There are 2 things in this hobby I would not cheap out on. I would not cheap out on CO2 regulators. I would not cheap out on canister filters. You can cheap out on lights. You can cheap out on substrate. You can cheap out on plants. You can cheap out on, get cheap fish, whatever. Maybe you don't like fancy fish. Get cheap ones. It's fine. But don't cheap out on your canister filter, and don't cheap out on your CO2. Okay, boy, it is good plants.
Well, here we go.
Well, without CO2.
All right, Cinnamon, let's play What Plant Do You Have? So is it like, does it look like this? Or does it look like this?
So Christopher said he's been using the Vivor for about a year, not a failure leak. Okay, that's one person who used it 1 year. That's not enough data for me, honestly, to trust a canister. It's just, it's not enough, because when it fails, 90 gallons of water on my hardwood floors.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it.
So I'm not sure. Send me a picture of it, Cinnamon. I can tell you what it is if it wasn't any of these 3. FX6 running for 15 years.
Yep, they're pretty steady. They're pretty
6
steady.
years for mine.
That,
Yeah.
I honestly, for big filters, that is my favorite one.
Pull up bulbitis
and I don't
again.
even, they're not even the most expensive option, but they're pretty rugged.
This is bulbitis. Just so this is probably the one she says. Okay. Having water in a box is a recipe for water on the floor. Nothing will break your trust like a 3-month-old 40 breeder seal failing. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that can happen, but I think it's much more likely that a cheap sun filter fails. You know, just everything in life is a risk, right? But like, which is more practical for transportation, a motorcycle or a car, right? You know, the motorcycle is a lot cheaper.
And yeah, how fast do you want to go?
From point A to point B. But, you know, they don't call them organ harvesters for nothing.
Yeah.
Guess what my opinion of motorcycles is?
Yeah, that was ingrained in me as a kid too. My mom was very, very, very anti motorcycle.
I have a friend who's a spine orthopedic surgeon, and I was at a party with him and a bunch of other people. And this guy, he was mentioned he got a new motorcycle, and John, who is a super laid back guy, the surgeon, he gave him a 15-minute lecture about it. Because he's like, you are a young dad. You have children. I want to tell you about all the people I've put together in my ER.
We all know a lot of us know someone who has either ruined their life or died.
Yeah.
I've witnessed a motorcycle accident myself. It's
I know a lot of people have had them. And the thing is, it doesn't matter how good of a driver you are. You can't control all the people around you. But, you know, having a car has a risk too. I mean, it's...
Yeah, so in general, just don't leave the house, and
that's Stephen's strategy. So
works.
It's working so far. He has not yet died of a car accident. You know, everyone who says like I've had a sunset since Biden was office. Stephen has not yet died. So you know.
I have overflow tanks though. I still get water on the floor regardless of the filter I choose.
It happens. But I haven't gotten 90 gallons on the floor. So
God, I wonder how much spread that was. Like, I need to calculate if you have a 1,600 square foot house and 90 gallons of water land on the floor, how many inches of water is that?
Well, see, for us, it just goes into the basement.
Yeah.
But it still ruins your floor on the way down. But if I had them in my basement, I really wouldn't care. Because my basement has a cement floor and drains. So whatever, like if I had a fish room down there, put a cheap filter on. Who cares? Mm-hmm. It just doesn't matter.
Jeff Kane popped in. Yeah, we started early, Jeff, so that Kelley could go to her club's meeting.
That's right. We have a new local club in Fort Wayne. They've been around less than a year, and they asked me if I could go, and I said yes. So, but I want to go because I want this club to be successful. So,
yep.
Speaking of clubs, I am speaking for, what's the name of this club? In Detroit, the Motor City Aquarium Society. I'm speaking on November 13th. I'm doing it online because their meetings are in the middle of the week, and I can't. It's too far to drive to Detroit during the week. So, but, you know, people in Detroit, check it out.
Oh,
high grow cherry leaf. Jenna says that is a pretty big plant. It looks
She's
like
right.
a tree.
That's exactly what it
looks like
is.
A tree. It looks like a birch tree.
Dee Dee brought that.
Okay. Yeah, that's boy, it's hard to find a plant that grows faster than that.
And just straight up out of the water, which if you want that, it's awesome because you get a lot of foliage out of the top of your tank without a lot of effort.
That is a good plant. Like if you're trying to break in a new system and you need fast growing stems, like hard to find a faster one.
So. Most high grows, like high grows are separated into two categories.
Except for like
difficult and too easy.
It's true, yeah, because like pinnitifida is, I would say, a little
And chai and
Oh, chai
Araguaia
is
and
impossible,
yeah.
yeah. But then, like, you have the hygrophila polysperma sunset. That's the easiest plant ever. So easy, so easy.
Yeah, do not cheap out on tanks. Magnus said I was asked for expert opinion from an insurance company on a 2,000 liter, which 800. That's I don't know what, like
That's like a
roughly 500.
125-ish.
Yeah.
Well, 2,000, it's divided by 4. Yeah, you're right. That's a big tank. That's a huge tank. You
The
don't
owner
want
had a $1 million special designed house and a tank built by the lowest bidder. Oh,
Oh,
no.
yeah. That's are crypts sensitive to temperature?
It's
You
the
know,
change. It's
yeah, and they melt, and don't worry about it. They'll come back. So crypts are just fussy. Sometimes, even if I don't, like, I remember I did a big aquascape in this tank, and I didn't touch the patch of crypts at all. But
right.
I pulled up a ton of things around it, and they still all melted. But don't worry, they came back. They're just
Yeah, like if it comes back
dramatic.
and then you were to put that heater back in, it would probably melt again and then come back. It's just the change. It's not the cold or
Yeah, I
the
mean,
heat.
sometimes if you move one crypt to another crypt, they can melt. But not always. Like, but
Spiralis is pretty
Spiralis is pretty. But I would say anything that's Wentii type, those are pretty melty.
yeah, Wentii is almost guaranteed that it's going to melt on you to some
Yeah,
degree if you
and
change
it's
something.
okay. It's okay. I feel like they almost come back stronger after they melt. So I would
Maybe.
not worry about it at all. It's
Yeah,
just
came
what they
back
do.
once. She said came back once already. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's
okay. It's just what they do.
yep. Moose said when my HOB was too dirty, ended up pulling all the water from the aquarium and overflowing a bunch of water onto the floor. Didn't see that coming. I did have that happen with an aqua clear, but that was my own fault, packing it with filter floss and then not looking at it for a long time.
I guess I never. I mean, I don't have a ton of experience with those. I've only had them a couple times. I never put filter floss in them.
I only did it for a
media.
temporary, because it like a hang on the back with filter floss is like the tried and true best way to polish water.
Yes, this is true. I would agree with that.
But you got to come back and retrieve the filter floss. Otherwise,
yeah, I only put like ceramic media in them. So
sponge.
Yeah, sponge is fine too. But yeah, that does suck. That does suck.
Are there plants you're better off pruning when first planting? Crypts, maybe.
I don't. So some people like to cut their leaves back on crypts before they melt, and I don't, for a couple of reasons. Some crypts don't melt. So like parva and lucens don't melt, and they grow so slow that you're really setting.
I trim them once I see that that's the direction that they're heading in.
Yeah, I mean,
the
if they
plant
look
doesn't
like
need to
they're
put any
melting.
energy into it.
Well, otherwise, like I don't prune anything. I mean, the only thing I would prune planting, like let's say I planted like a really long stem, like I would go ahead and just right away cut that in half and plant both of them so I could have twice as many stems. But otherwise, not really. I don't know if it's really long and it just looks like it needs to be pinched anyways, I would. But I don't think you really need to. And as for outdoor plants, I wouldn't prune anything after I planted it. I would give it a little time to establish first.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, if you see leaves decaying, and better off removing them.
Sure, then go ahead. But not every crypt melts, so I always give it a chance.
Yeah.
You know, I know some people like, no, just cut it back before you plant. No, just give it a chance.
Yeah, I mean, some people they get a crypt or a sword or something from one of those farms that just send you an immersed grown. It's completely immersed grown, and so all you're doing is paying for the roots. You put the immersed leaves underwater. You know that you're going to lose them. You know that can they even photosynthesize underwater?
Yeah,
like the
and
immersed ones?
And that's why I don't cut them back, because like they are photosynthesizing a little bit until they die. So you might as well give them the
There you go.
chance
Yeah.
to do a little bit, and they'll die when it's time for them to die and put out new leaves. But I don't hasten that at all. So I just let it do what it's going to do. So unless it's too long, I don't cut it back. Now, if it's got algae on it or grossness, or it's a broken leaf, like a broken leaf, go ahead and cut that off. But, you know.
Yeah. I did some boost cleanup the other day. Just all the leaves that had little holes and like, I don't know, bites taken out of it, looked like. Just get rid of those.
Yeah, just get rid of those.
Chris Junkin's got connections.
He does. It's true. He does. He has a Tropical Fish Co. connections. Mostly because he is Tropical Fish Co.
Kelley, what do you do with your bent spine guppies?
I never have guppies. That's how I deal with that. I have never had a guppy. Never. I'm certainly not going to cull a guppy. Oh God, I couldn't do that.
You got to though.
No, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Luckily, I don't get.
Guppies stress me out.
I don't get bent spines in the mosh pit. Maybe they just don't. They don't thrive. Like they can't get to the food fast enough. What I do get sometimes are ones that randomly are belly sliders. Like they have the sunken belly and they can't swim right, and they get it really young. And so I cull. I put them. Some of them, if they just kind of look stupid, but they're not gonna die, they go in the outdoor tub.
Yeah, if you're going to sell a line, you have to cull it.
Right.
Like
right.
No matter what fish you breed, there are rainbows that need to be culled.
If I don't cull the mosh pit, it would go south pretty fast. So I got to.
Yeah. It's a thing you have to do. But I don't breed fish, so I don't have to do it.
And if you've got fish,
there you go.
Predators like puffers and Oscars and stuff like that. That's a
do Oscars eat, I guess, anything that fits in their mouth, so they'll eat a baby guppy.
Brandon gives them the hammer.
Oof, boy, Branson.
It's a dirty job, but it's necessary for sure.
You know what, Branson? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, I don't want to do that, and so I'm not going to. And live bears stress me out. I don't want to deal with fish babies. It just stresses me out.
See, now we're getting
the bagging them, the selling them, the culling them. I don't want to deal with any of that. It's too much. It's not fun.
I did it, didn't like it. So here's someone who needs to change their handle now, Mr. Ross Baltimore, because I had to check, like, oh yeah, this is Ross, Aquatic 87 Heaven.
I didn't know who that was.
Until YouTube decides to stop with this handle nonsense.
I don't like it. I mean, what's the point of having a channel name if we're going to have @ something too? Like, what's the point?
YouTube just spitballing, just seeing what sticks.
I mean, I guess for me, like, my handle is Kelley Foreman. It's pretty easy to figure it out. So, but what if I were to change my name to like Fat Kitty's Aquatic Dream or something?
The Fat Kitty would be a giveaway, but for everyone else who is not familiar with who you are,
it's true.
Struggle.
I mean, but do I even want to talk to people who don't know who Fat Kitty is? I don't know that I do.
True. Rachel says, my dream would be to have a paludarium with a few emerald tree skinks. Would put my cull guppies in there. There you go.
Okay. I don't know much about emerald tree skinks, but I'll say this, that like of the like tank related stuff that Jake has seen, he's like, ooh, paludariums. You should do that. It's very difficult to do with cats.
Yeah.
It would have to be fully enclosed.
I do want one, though.
Yeah, I do too.
I would like one that's substantial enough in the aquatic part of it. Like I see a lot of paludariums, and it looks like the bottom is maybe just it's 5 gallons of water.
It is very difficult to not cheat that because lighting it is difficult. Yeah. If you make it really shallow, though, it does help. But
Well,
yeah,
the focus would be mostly on just the immersed part of it, and just the water reservoir at the bottom have roots
yeah,
going into it.
yeah. I mean, I do really like immersed plants, though. I love my terrariums. I think they're super fun.
Mhm.
It would be a fun way to grow like a moss wall of things. I think that would be fun. So I don't know. Maybe someday I'll do it. But Jake, really, he's down with that.
Yeah, you says
I
you can have an
can.
enclosed pellet area. Yeah.
I would need to be able to. So I've looked at the options that are available, and I need something I can buy because obviously I'm not going to make something. Let's just get that out of our heads right now. Um, you know, they have those like cabinet door. Um,
That's the
like
ones I've seen at
reptile
Aqua Rocks,
filters.
Colorado. I think that's the only place
Yeah,
I've seen it, a paludarium.
those are open though, the paludariums. So they have the fancy like rimless tank with glass wall.
I thought they had a closed one, but maybe
I
not.
haven't seen those, but then they have the reptile habitat ones that I have thought about getting one of those, not for reptiles. I'm not going to have a reptile, but for another terrarium, because I would want to do more of a. So you says check out the double door paludarium. If they sell those in the United States, I would be interested in it. I do think they're really cool. But yeah, it has to be enclosed.
Mhm.
Because cats, man, it would just cats.
You DIY the plant wall against your
Oh
will.
God. Well, I
It
had a
looks
lot of help from you, Moose. Couldn't have done it without you. It's going real good. I think it looks awesome. It's really just take a look at it. I mean, it looks amazing. The lights aren't on it at the moment, but yeah, it looks really good.
cool.
But it was a pain in the ass. I mean, so
Could several mats make a wall?
I don't know if Matt is any good at that. We'd have to ask him.
Garage gills, plant delivery. Yeah, hopefully they came in all right. I sent them USPS again, just giving them a shot. They were in the mail a week, which is better than 9 days, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, the temperatures in the north are a little cooler, but not too
Mhm.
bad. Really good time for shipping plants up here because it's just above freezing. So maybe.
Beto, thanks for joining.
Well, thank you.
Welcome to membership.
Welcome. Welcome.
Get in on the plant forum for some free-ish plants.
Free-ish plants.
I am not sure that I will ever be doing that again. I think I'm gonna stop.
Take a break.
And
yeah,
take a break at least.
It's just a little. It's gotten too big.
It's gotten too big, and now I'm farming weeds in multiple tanks, and I'm like, I really want to set my tank up to look a certain way.
But I mean, how much Hygrophila polysperma do you want to grow? My answer is none.
I've phased that one out.
Yeah,
I'd go through a rotation, which helps me to try something new, even though they're all kind of weeds. But some of them are okay in a Dutch scape type thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you like the plant anyways, but man, some of those plants.
Thanks, Jeff. You ruined it.
He did ruin it. He did ruin it. Oh,
I appreciate Jeff's support.
For you to sell plants. That's nice of you, June. I'm never going to sell plants either. Though I don't know. I mean, look at these tanks. They're really overgrown. I think next month I'm going to do a big clean out and take them to my club. But
what I would like to do,
I'm just going to donate them to the club.
Yeah, I want to do bigger trim. Like I can sell plants, but I can also make them like when I do a big trim and I don't want to throw them away.
Yeah,
we stream. I can just we can spin a wheel and someone will
get
a big old bag of plants.
That's a fun idea. And I've given away plants that way too. So if I don't give them to my local club, I guess I'd do that. Just give them away as a giant package. if we ever have like a charity auction in the Fishfam, I've given away plants before. So I don't want to provide any customer service. And I feel like you're in a situation now where you're kind of providing customer service. Because
Well,
like you
it's
watch
just,
shipping and it's kind of a pain in the ass for you.
yeah, I mean, there is like tracking the shipping and
Deal with that. Yeah.
collecting the request, and then we have to do a little bit of time, and it takes some hours whenever we do a shipment because the way I package them and all that. And we can offer alternative things to members. Like Jenna's got this cricket now, so she can make
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff. So
Well, you guys make the stickers. Those are cool. And,
Yeah.
I always get a magnet from you. I really like having a magnet because I like fridge magnets. Those are nice.
And now there's this brand shiny new platform, aquafinder.com, where you can list fish and plants and
I
other
have not
aquatic
yet.
adjacent things.
I have not yet checked that out.
There's been a few streams about it. Mexicali has had him on there. I think he's going on with someone else soon, or he has. I don't know. I've been the job hunt has gotten me out of the loop with a lot of the streaming stuff, but
Yeah.
it looks like it's a very promising site that it's going to solve a lot of problems with like finding a good platform that's not eBay or the ye old ancient Aquabid.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, there's definitely a need for that. Someone is asking me to send them my bulbitis. I don't keep that plant anymore because here's the thing: if you have CO2, it's like an exponential growth curve. You put a little tiny piece in there, and then it grows like that, and then all of a sudden, like, oh my God, I can't see any of my fish. The last time I got rid of that plant, I literally pulled a trash bag.
You said it to Johnny.
I sent it to Johnny, who like put it all on one corner, and I'm like, you can spread that out, put it in multiple tanks. You just said no.
However, bulbitis was the best seller at the Clash booth.
I could have made thousands of dollars off that because that is a big seller at auction. The thing is, it's kind of like Java ferns are in the same way. Any fern, if you have CO2, they grow really fast and they look really nice and they're really easy. But if you don't have CO2, they really don't grow that well.
A great manageable plants for profit venture, though. If you want to grow, you could just have a CO2 injected tank with a
if I wanted to make money,
fern.
I would do that. But clearly, I have not set up my hobby to make me any money at all. I'm losing money hand over fist in my hobby, just losing it. I saw a question about temperature for bulbitis. Plants like if a minimum temperature. Let's put it this way: if your house is warm enough for you to tolerate being in it, then your plants will be happy. Plants prefer to be a little cooler, but if it's to a point. But if it's that cold, you probably don't want to be in your house. Because, like, let's say below 60 degrees is too cold for aquarium plants to grow in, but you probably don't want your house to be 60 degrees. I don't know. At least
not showing up on the StreamYard side, but Shirley was asking about temperature as well. Some good plants in low light and colder water, like between 60 and 65.
Colder doesn't matter. Colder they don't care about. It's the
terrestrial. So she wants to grow from the top of the axolotl tank as well.
Oh, terrestrial. Okay.
Both aquatic and terrestrial. So aquatic,
pretty much for terrestrial, any terrestrial plant will do okay. You might need to put a supplemental light on it if it's really, really low light. But any cheap clip-on plant light is just fine. Like anything from Amazon or you could get it from Lowe's or something like that. Any plant light will be fine for that.
I think anything in the 60 degree and up range. That's good.
And really for that, like the roots will be at 60 degrees, but the upper part, the immersed part will be your room temperature, which is above 60 degrees, I'm assuming, because you probably keep your house warmer than 60 degrees. I don't know. I can't imagine keeping my house colder than 70. So I don't want to.
70, it's blazing hot.
Oh
Jeez.
God, I turned on my heat last night because I was so cold. It's at 70. I feel much better. I'm still a little cold though.
I turned off our second air conditioner last night. That's where we're at.
I haven't run air conditioning since August, which has been nice because man, it's expensive. It's so expensive, but it's been such dry heat here. We're in kind of a mini drought that even if we've had the occasional, we have had a couple days at 90, but it gets really cool at night and there's no humidity. So I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yes, Chris.
It's too fucking cold, Chris.
No, that is absolutely perfect. 68 for
No.
everyday living, 65 for sleeping.
No, too cold. Even Jake is like, that's too cold. I keep my house at 70 in the winter. In the summer, it's like 75 or 78. I mean, yeah. So Shirley says, I can't get anything to grow in there for aquatic plants and terrestrial plants. I only have a small spider plant in there. My house stays at or below 60 most of the time. Oh, how do you live? That's too cold.
So there are other challenges.
Might be a little miserable at 60. It's true.
It may not be the temperature. It may be the underwater. It may be the axolotls.
Yeah, that's true. They make slime, don't they? Because I know Foxanne, like her plants don't do super well. You should ask her what she's managed to grow. I don't think she's been
lurking, Foxy.
Yeah, I don't think they've been successful long term. I think that they eventually look crappy and she has to replace them. So Larry D says 75 is an ideal indoor temp. Sounds good to me. Yeah. I could deal with 75.
It's miserable.
I do 70 in the winter because that would cost a lot of money to raise my house to 75.
I think I just run hot with all my extra padding. Y'all don't have that problem.
I mean, I'm not exactly unpadded. Like, I'm not away for anything. But I do all that hot yoga, which really has changed me physiologically. Like, it has made me very tolerant of heat. Also, I'm a girl. I don't know. We tend to be wimpier about cold. So
Jenna's on board with the temperature. We like it cold.
Jake is on board with my temperature too. Jake is like
That's important.
He's a 2-degree temperature tolerance. Like, I think he needs to be exactly between 60 and 71, or he just complains the whole time.
Like no matter how ridiculous your temperature requirements are, it's important that your spouse is in that same weird range.
You know, it's kind of like you need to both like the same kind of bed. Like, you can't have one person like a super hard bed and one person like a super mushy bed. So, and Jake and I both like super squishy beds. So
well, you could get a sleep number.
Yeah, I don't really like those. They're not that comfortable. I slept on one at a hotel and I did not like it. So I also slept on one at my friend Jenny's house when I dog sat for her. I did not really like it. So I'm glad that Jake and I kind of like the same kind of bed.
You grow it, we will buy hydroponic cannabis. Now, I don't believe that I would want to ship cannabis to Singapore. That might be
I like not being in jail. So yeah. Janice also hated her sleep number bed. I just don't think they're that comfortable.
Here we got Jody P saying, I'm growing Pogo Stellatus octopus, Rotala, dwarf sage, baby tears, Val, and Crips with my axolotls.
Okay, there you go. I've never had an axolotl, so I cannot say. But those are some easy-ass plants that grow fast, and they probably grow. It's just like I've had friends who had a friend who had Hygrophila polysperma sunset with his African cichlids because it grows so fast that even though they're nipping at it and picking at it, it just doesn't matter. So sounds good to me, Jody.
Easier weeds in there.
I know. Jody P, you need to get the gift certificate set up. I need to buy some gift certificates from you.
Oh, we could do giveaways too for Tropical Fish Co. gift certificates.
I know. That's the plan. I want to have Jody up so we can talk about her hydroponic system, and we can do a giveaway for her new shop, and we can have just a whole grand opening on Wet Your Plants.
Perfect.
I think this sounds like a great idea. Yeah, Jody P. Chris, can you hear that?
Chris is doing
work, Chris. Get to work.
Chris is doing the web stuff, so let's crack the whip.
I know. Just because you're not ready to sell yet doesn't mean you can't be selling gift certificates. I mean, people need to get ready for you guys. We're excited.
There we go. He's on it.
We're excited. So,
all right. Do you need to take off?
I've got to go. I'm going to go to my fish club meeting, but thank you, everyone. It's been so nice. I missed you very much. And, we'll see you next week.
Yep. See you later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.